Okay, welcome to the deep dive.
Hi there.
Today we're jumping into a review of Lynn Coady's novel, The Antagonist. It was Giller shortlisted.
Right. A fascinating one.
Yeah, and our goal here is really just to unpack what this review tells us about the core of the story, its compelling elements.
And the review really highlights these big, messy ideas from the get-go. Memory, betrayal.
And the stories we tell ourselves, yeah. How we kind of construct our own histories.
Exactly. It's powerful stuff.
So the structure sounds pretty unique, too. It's mainly emails.
Emails from this guy, Rank, living out in Vancouver.
Yeah, okay.
And he's sending them to his childhood friend, Adam, who's now like a successful TV writer.
Ah, okay. I see where this might be going.
You got it. Rank is absolutely livid. He believes the character in Adam's show is basically him, but, a really negative, unfair version.
So he's trying to set the record straight, firing off his side of the story.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the review makes it clear it's way more than just Rank wanting revenge or settling a score.
Yeah.
These emails, they become this deep dive, this excavation into their shared past back in rural Nova Scotia.
Right, digging up old memories.
And it turns into this meditation on how our histories are just so shaped by perspective, whose story gets told.
Which brings us to Rank himself. The review points him out as key, right? The engine of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, and this is crucial, the review stresses he's an unreliable narrator. Completely.
Okay, so you can't just take his word for it. How's he described?
Oh, like a torrent,
Yeah.
a wave of anger, self-pity, just desperately trying to push his version of events.
Sounds intense.
Yeah, the review says you'll really struggle with him. Like, you might feel sorry for him 1 minute.
And then just cringe the next.
Exactly. He's full of contradictions.
Yeah.
He can be smart, but totally blind about himself. Loyal, then destructive.
Convinced he's the victim, maybe, but capable of being pretty cruel, too.
That's it. You get sucked in, but you're always kind of aware that his view is warped.
So it's through this difficult voice that the bigger themes come out.
Right. The review talks about identity, rural masculinity, childhood trauma, all that unresolved resentment just simmering away.
And the narrative style reflects that. Fragmented, jumping around.
Yeah, mirroring his mindset, apparently. Flashing back to their youth hockey, small town stuff, family issues, little glimpses.
And Coady pulls this off. The review praises her skill.
Highly. It mentions her, unflinching honesty.
Yeah.
And creating Rank's voice so authentically. You really feel his rage, his pain.
So it's not just a simple feud story. It gets elevated.
Definitely. Into something deeper about perspective, how hard it is to really know people or even, yourself.
But the review gives a heads up, right? It's not exactly light reading.
No, definitely not. Rank's voice is apparently quite grating. You need patience because he's so biased.
Need some commitment from the reader.
For sure. But if you're willing to engage with that difficulty, the review says it's incredibly rewarding. Really makes you think.
Okay, so summing up our dive into this review. The Antagonist uses this really challenging, unreliable narrator.
To force us, the readers, to grapple with how messy memory and perspective actually are. It's all subjective.
You're right. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you listening.
Yeah.
Given how Rank's whole understanding is shaped by his biases, how much are your own memories, your understanding of your past, or even shared history shaped by your specific viewpoint? Your own biases, conscious or not?
Yeah. Something to chew on.